No tengo dinero y nada que dar. Lo único que tengo.
Es another spooky podcast que dar. Y si tú nos quieres, también te vamos a querer. So give us a like and follow us on Spotify.
And YouTube, please. Yeah. All right, play that music.
No tengo
Let him
dinero.
DJ. Okay.
Hello, everybody. It's another episode of
Another spooky podcast. Hey guys, what's up? With your co-host Karina Reyes.
and Irma Cornejo. And
Woo.
woo, we're back at it again with our singing and the fact that you guys are still here. Wow. I don't know how you guys are sticking around.
It was Irma's idea. I just kind of went along with it. But you know what? I feel like I can definitely change careers and pursue my singing career now that I feel confident enough to sing for a lot of people. So,
We're going to be on The Voice next. Please make
yeah,
sure to
guys,
vote for us.
please vote for another spooky podcast.
Yeah. If you hate our singing, go ahead and send us an email at aspookypodcast@gmail.com and let us know how you hate us. Or follow us
Or
on
you know
Instagram.
what? Yeah, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at, well, Instagram, another spooky podcast, and on Twitter, a spooky podcast. Let us know if you guys hate it, if you guys like it, or you guys just, whatever. Just let us know. We'll appreciate it. But I hope you guys are having a good week so far. You guys are probably going to hear this on Sunday. If not, then I hope you're having a good day no matter what day it is. And yeah, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. So, talking about what you guys think of our episodes, we did want to announce that we're going to be making some changes and kind of experimenting a little bit with our episodes. So, yeah, Karina, you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, so we just kind of wanted to mostly just ask you guys what you guys like. Irma and I, we wanted to do a format, but we were talking about that. We also kind of wanted to include the things that we want to talk about, the topics that we feel more, I guess, passionate about, and definitely our culture takes a good and huge part of it. So we're very proud Latinas and we're Mexicans, and there's so much culture, traditions, and stories, and so much to, kind of put out there for you guys. And we'll love to bring that to the table for you guys. And so you guys can hear it. And we thought it would be a good idea to kind of include that. So in every one or two episodes, depends kind of where we're at and how we kind of wanted to include it, but we're definitely going to include not a bonus episode but a full episode of something that relates to our culture.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And as you guys can tell by the title, instead of doing Karina's episode this week, we're actually going to do a highly requested topic, which is Duendes. We really want to do a Duendes episode, and I'm so excited.
We got a good amount of requests, right, Irma? And we were just like, you know what, we're just going to do this for the main episode because, dude, who doesn't like to hear about duende stories? And, to those who don't know anything about duendes, man, this is going to be a good one because we have a lot to say about this one.
Yeah, it's real spooky, and it doesn't help that
Yeah,
Karina and I are recording at night. I
it's a
don't
little spooky.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too excited about that fact.
You know what? I think it's even better because you never know. They're probably under the bed right now listening
Just
to
shut the
us, or
fuck up.
under your chair or something.
I hate you. Why would
But yeah. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Our little short announcement, not trying to make it as big, but let's get into it, and hopefully you guys like this episode on Duendes.
Yes, shout out to our little homies, the Duendes.
Yes, the little Coke
Real
bottles
running the
because they're the side of
Yeah.
there's the size of Coke bottles, but yes, the little homies
The little
that fit in your
homies.
pocket.
Yes, we appreciate them. We don't disrespect them.
So guys, don't disrespect them because you're about to find out why you shouldn't disrespect them.
Yes, let's keep our
So
little homies happy.
yeah, so let's talk about our little friends and see if you guys like them or not.
Yeah, so we wanted it before like jumping into the encounters, which I know what everyone's looking forward to. We do want to talk about what duendes are and where they come from, and we are going to focus a little bit more on the Mexican aspect of duendes and like how Mexican people think of duendes because we are Mexican and that's what we've heard. I'm just going to dive right into the history. Are you ready, Karina?
Yeah, guys, and don't worry, it's not gonna be like a 30-minute, history lesson. It's gonna be maybe at least like 2 minutes, guys. So hold
Wait,
on to the last because we got some good ass stories for you guys.
I know we're waiting, but we do have to go through the history because if you don't know what
Mm-hmm.
duendes are, you're gonna find out. So, duendes have been around for a long time in Mexico and Latin America alike. In Mexico specifically, it is believed that a similar being to duendes has been around since the time of the Aztecs, which is fucking crazy because that was a long ass fucking time ago.
Yeah, dude.
Pre-colonization. So they had a very similar being, and excuse me in advance because I'm probably not pronouncing this correctly and I'm so sorry. But they had a similar being to duendes named Chaniques. I don't know if that's how you
Yeah, I
say
think
it.
you're pronouncing it the right way.
Hopefully, correct me if I'm wrong. Hit us up on
You're good,
Instagram.
girl. If not, then oh well. We apologize, guys.
We're trying. We're trying over here.
Trying.
Yeah, so in Aztec culture, chaniques are believed to be small, spike-like creatures who guard nature. It is believed that they are typically found among woods, trees, and bodies of water. Possibly homies with the Llorona. I don't know. Maybe they work together to
Dude,
scare little
maybe.
kids.
Shit. You know what? The duendes are probably like, mira, llorona, ahí viene un niño chiquito. And la llorona be like, ay, mis
Yeah,
hijos.
she gonna be like, "Is it your turn or my
The
turn?" Like,
fucking dream team, bro. What the fuck? Imagine, dude. Imagine coming across La Llorona
bitch.
and the duendes. Yo, bitch.
No.
No,
Fuck, your soul is gone. Like
that's
it's
done.
done. You done for. You better go to church, bro.
Bye.
Okay, so according to Aztec tradition, Chaniques, who are the guardians of nature, tend to only attack people who intrude in their territory. If they do attack you, they will scare you enough to take your soul from your body. And when they do that, they will take it back to the land, very deep, deep in the land. Aztec tradition says that in order to get your soul back, you must perform a specific ritual. And if you do not perform this ritual in time, then you will fall ill and eventually die. So, yeah, get your soul back before they fucking take it. There is another traditional legend in the Aztec culture that says that chaniques are actually children with old people faces, which is scary as fuck. They entice people to go with them to what is believed their home, which happens to be the underworld. So that's where like both of the traditions kind of combine, that they take you deep deep into the land, into the underworld. And it is believed that the entrance to the underworld where the chaniques enter is a tree
Mhm.
called kapok tree. And if you guys want
Mm.
a full history on the kapok tree, email us a spookypodcast@gmail.com and I
We'll
will
direct
tell
you a
you.
link.
Yeah, I will tell you
Or
all that you
Irma's
need to
gonna tell
know.
you about a tree.
This is not a plant podcast, but it can be if you're interested.
She's really excited, guys. So if you guys really want to know about this tree, let her know.
Anyway.
I unfortunately don't like talk about these trees.
Yo, you gotta appreciate nature because when you do, the duendes don't come for you.
Oh, they die on me, dude. I cannot keep a plant alive. I wish I was one of those little cute, little like Instagram pages where they
Oh,
grow
yeah.
plants and stuff and everything's so nature.
Mm.
Bro, my fake plants survive, but my real plants, they die.
Dude, I have a
The
fucking
duendes would hate
succulent.
me.
Yeah, no, for
The-
real.
yeah, they would easily haunt my ass, bro.
For real, we kill our plants. I have a succulent or like a cactus that's dying right now. because I
Oh
forget to
shit! How do
water
you,
it.
bro? You really have to be like asked.
Dude, I don't water it for months.
It's because you have to sing to your plants, dude.
um,
You hear? I don't know. I'm not trying to like make fun of you guys if you guys do that, but I do. I've heard that if you sing to your plants, they grow and they love you.
Everyone who has plants just fucking logged off, dude.
They're probably like, this bitch did not just say that about me.
They took their plants and they left. Come back.
Uh-oh. Well, hopefully this kind of gets you guys more in tune with it, but
Yeah.
they definitely live in trees, right, Irma?
Yeah, they do. In the kapok tree to
Mm-hmm.
be specific. But anyways, the traditional Aztec legend has been changed after colonization because the Spanish did bring this Catholic ideology. So the tradition ended up changing with those Catholic beliefs. The legend
Mm-hmm.
changed to the belief that chaniques are demon children who died before being baptized, and they typically attack people who are in the forest in Mexico and they make them
Mm-hmm.
get lost. And once they get lost, they attack them at night. And if you don't get rid of them, and the only way to get rid of them is by turning your clothes inside out or yelling Juan 3 times to break the spell. And if they get you, then you're fucked because they'll eat you up.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. One of all names.
Bitch, Juan is coming
Dude.
to the rescue.
Bitch. They should at least say Karina 3 times.
Shut the. They're like, who? The Chanikas are like, what? Who the
Why
fuck is
Juan though?
that?
That is such a random name.
Yeah, I
Juan
don't
is
know.
such a random name. I'm not gonna lie.
Juanito to the
Imagine, dude.
rescue.
Guys, we're gonna change it. We're gonna change that to Irma 3 times and
What?
Karina 3 times. Trust me, we're gonna come back and help you guys out with the
We got you guys. Don't worry. We taught you enough. Turn your clothes inside out and yell,
Imagine,
Karina,
dude.
Karina, Karina.
Imagine you're like Juan, Juan.
Yeah, bitch. You gotta do whatever you gotta do because those bitches are gonna eat you if you don't. But anyways, to get rid of the spell and the chaniques to not eat you, you gotta do those rituals, man. As crazy as they sound, they
Mm-hmm.
work, So
Okay.
I think my best advice to never encounter a chanique is to just not go outside. Just stay home, be safe in your little house, and you won't encounter any chaniques. That's the Aztec belief and like the very old history of duendes in Mexico.
So, guys, I want to talk about traditional duendes because my family does originate from Oaxaca. We're Zapotecos, and like the Mixtecs, we have a lot of tradition and we have a lot of stories that come with that. And duendes are definitely one of those things that I grow up hearing about, especially in my culture.
Mhm.
So, Irma mentioned earlier how they have older faces. We grew up hearing that actually shapeshift into anything that they wanted, and the way they would do this is because people would often be drunk or under the influence, tired little kids, people who are just very innocent and naive. Those were their main targets. They often heard about because duende in the Latin word means dueño de casa, translated to owner of the house, because we believe, or we experience them in our homes. So they would show up to our front doorsteps type of thing and enter our home, become part of the home, and
Nope.
literally stalk you. That's pretty much how it was perceived. And pretty much they would steal your keys, kind of make things difficult for you. Like things will go missing around the house. They would try to kidnap your kids if they would be upset. So that's one of the things too. Like if they would live in your house, you would constantly have to make them happy throughout the stay,
Same.
because it's kind of like a guest, right?
Mhm.
And we think of them, not like goblins as other people might, but we kind of perceive them as more of bad spirits and just demons. And like I said, they don't look like your typical elf, I guess, like little goblin or whatever you
Yeah.
want to call them. They turn into anything they want. Sometimes they can turn into relatives and be just mischievous. And
Yeah. Wait.
so,
Question.
mhm,
So we're not supposed to trust no ho because it could be a duende.
you can tell though, because, okay, That's
You
kind
can
of what I
tell.
wanted to get into too, because
Mhm.
their feet is backwards. So, for
What
example,
the
like, yeah, dude, like things like that, or like the arm would be like weird, kind of like
Mhm.
that. That's how you kind of tell them apart. And sometimes they wouldn't be like that. Sometimes, like, there's stories where they've encountered them being animals and they loved actually turning into animals, at least from like Oaxaca, like from what I was told growing up.
Yeah.
And definitely in Mexico, it's a really big thing. And I know that not only in Mexico is it talked about, it's also talked about in the Philippines,
Mhm.
in other places, Honduras, I know Latin America, other places where they actually think of duendes as pixies or, goblins, spirits, fairies, elves. Everyone has a different definition of them, but they
Mhm.
all kind of do the same thing, and that's tricking people and doing shit to them. And I think that's low-key kind of funny too, because if I would come back as a demon, I mean, low key, oh my god,
Yeah, Loki,
kind of
it kinda
fucking
sounds
with people,
cool,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, and kind of just making like their
Yeah.
lives like, harder than it is, dude.
Yes.
So
I'm gonna
it's
haunt the
fucking
people I
crazy.
hate.
Yeah. So like I said, like my family lives in fountains, right? So there's rivers, and a lot of these duendes tend to hang out over there. They tend to make their homes there, and they live in trees, and there's so much wildlife that, dude, it's fucking crazy. Like, you always have to be fucking careful, and it's not even like, oh my god, you're being dramatic. No, dude, like your abuelitos would say that, your these abuelitos will say it, like your grandparents, your great grandparents. Like, it's something that has always lived in the culture because,
Mhm.
a lot of people have experienced it, and I do firmly believe in them.
Dang, after reading everything that I've read about duendes, low-key, I believe it too, and I'm kinda scared right now.
Yeah.
I'm
They
like
would
freaking
mess,
out.
dude. They would mess with you. And especially little kids. Like, I don't know, maybe because, again, like spirits and demons or anything of that sort, they like to go to people who are innocent and very pure
Vulnerable.
because
Yeah.
their souls are very pure. They're innocent. There's a lot of experiences with duendes when it comes to kids. Sometimes they even poison them, they kind of sneak stuff inside their food and stuff like that. And that's why, like, you can totally tell when they're here or anywhere in your house, and pretty much you just have to make them happy. You make sure leave them food. You kind of make sure they're welcomed into your house. It's crazy, dude.
Dude, that's scary, but now I know how to keep them happy if I ever have a duende. Luckily, I don't have any kids in my house, so maybe I'm a
I
little bit
know, dude.
safer and I don't go into the
Por
woods. So,
Dios. Do we just start with the little encounters that we have?
yeah, dude, yeah, let's start with the encounters. I'm so
Okay,
excited but scared. I'm
so
shaking in my boots.
this is the first story that I've heard actually when I was growing up. So this is what kind of made me scared of the duendes. So my family, they live in a very small village in Oaxaca, and my family lives next to a creek. There is this one guy where my parents are from, and he was an alcoholic, so he would drink, and he was drinking there by himself, and he had to go home 2 a.m., whatever. He spotted two kids in the middle of the road, and again, like I mentioned, like,
Hmm.
there's only trees, so there wasn't much, right?
Like it's secluded.
Yeah, like all
Like
the
there
houses
shouldn't
were
be
kind
any
of,
kids.
yeah, like the houses were kind of further apart from each other.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, why would there be kids? But anyway, so he ended up walking through, and he was like, okay, that's a little weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the little kids are like, okay, you're obviously drunk. The kids went up to him like, you're drunk. We can help you get home.
That's
We can
his
help you
first
get.
mistake.
My grandparents said he wasn't drunk enough, and the kids were like very convincing. They were like, "Oh no, like here, like come with us. Like we're gonna take you home. You're gonna be safe with us. Don't worry." Yeah. So he ended up going with the kids, and turns out that the kids led him into the mountains. And the guy, he kind of like sobered up really quick because he knew what was happening.
Yeah.
And when he tried to say no, he couldn't. Like he couldn't say anything. Couldn't
Dude, I
say
got
like
chills.
he couldn't call for help. He couldn't
Oh
say
my
no, like stop
god.
walking or turn around. His body was theirs, but his mind was still in him. So
Mm-hmm.
he was scared as fuck. And so they kept like dragging him through the mountains. They took him to a cliff. And I guess they started to try to convince him to jump. Like in his head, he didn't want to, but his body felt like jumping. Isn't that crazy?
Dude, that's so fucking
Yeah,
scary.
like as if they were
Like if it was
controlling him pretty much.
possessed.
But he ended up knocking out, so he just passed out and he woke up and he was literally right by the side of the mount like of the cliff.
Power to like
Yeah, dude.
deny them.
Yeah. Yeah, and my family's house was the first house next to, the creek, the river, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the closest, right, to get back to El Pueblo, the village. And yeah, he ran to the first house he was able to get to, and that was my family's house. And he knocked on the door, and he was really scared or whatever. And they helped him out, but he told him the whole story. And of course, like my grandparents were like, well, my grandpa was like, "Oh my god, he's a drunk," or but my grandma was like, "No, dude, like that shit probably did happen.
What the fuck?
He came running from that way. Like he came
Mm-hmm.
running like scared as fuck from the direction where the mountains, like deep in the mountain.
Yeah.
No one's stupid enough to stay there overnight, you know?
Mm-hmm.
No one is stupid enough to stay overnight because they know like the shit that happens. So
And
it's
like
fucking crazy, dude.
why would he even like make up that story and like purposely, like you said, like purposely go into the woods and stay there all night? That's that's
Yeah,
just
dude.
crazy. Like there's animals, the wilderness in general is kind of
Mm-hmm.
scary. Sorry, I have a theory.
Okay.
Like I have a theory as to why like maybe duendes and like La Llorona kind of hang out by the river. So obviously this is just a theory. You guys can tell me if like it's stupid or whatever.
Oh my gosh, bitch.
But what if like I don't know if you've heard this before, but have you heard that like water and all that kind of causes like an energy pool and it creates so much energy, which like let's say when this are like demons, like they feed off of energy. So they stay by the water because that water is like feeding into their energy and giving them that power to transform into
Mm-hmm.
whatever they need to. Like you get what I'm
I
saying?
think yes, dude. I know what you mean, and I feel like that is true because, um, there's a whole other conspiracy theory that duendes actually suck the souls of kids that pass through a river, a creek, or anything like that because it's energy driven. Like they
Oh my
want
god.
that energy, they want that spirit. So I don't know. Well, where my family's from, they believe that when you cross a river with a kid, you say "excuse me." If you don't say that, the kid's soul will stay in the water, and late at night they're gonna start crying. And when they start crying, that's gonna be the noise that's gonna drive the duendes to them because they're gonna go looking for them because they want that soul. And that's why you hear a lot of stories of like kids, mysteriously appearing outside at night, or you're like, what the hell? I left my baby in the crib. Like, why is he right by the door, or why is he outside?
Oh my
Yeah, dude.
god.
And it's because the duendes come back because the
Mhm.
parents didn't protect the kids when they were crossing the river or like
They
a
were
creek or whatever.
vulnerable.
Yeah. And so you have to go back with the kid in their arms,
Uh-huh.
go back and say a prayer or cleanse them with a type of plant. I think it's called like heral. And you have to clean yourself with that. And yeah, pretty much that's the only way you can break the spell, I guess, or the curse that they put on
Mhm.
the child is by doing that. So
There's a lot of like similarities with the Aztec
yeah.
culture and like saying like they're guardians of nature, like, and if you step into their territory, like you said, like be going into the water without acknowledging them or respecting them, that's
Yeah.
when they get upset, and you have to
Mm-hmm.
perform those rituals. So that's really cool how like that kind of ties into like what you guys believe in, like your tradition,
Yeah. It's crazy because, like, in the Philippines, from what I've read, was a lot of the older people at the villages, they're passing by like an older tree, termite mound, or something like that. They have to say, "Excuse me," like, "Oh, I'm just passing through," because you don't know if a duende is living in that tree or if they're living where they're passing. Because if you don't, they're
Mhm.
gonna get upset and they're gonna take that out on you.
Actually, well, I have like a little encounter from my friend.
Ooh, let's hear it.
So I'm not gonna say her name because I said I would keep her private, but shout out to her. I love
Anon.
you so much.
Anonymous.
Anon, you're awesome. Thank you for listening. She listens to us on YouTube, so she's
Oh, I
amazing.
love it. Thank you.
I love her. She's so supportive. But she was
Okay.
telling me that her husband okay, so I don't know if this counts as an encounter, but it kind of creeped me out. And I think it is an encounter. And I
Mm-hmm.
know that you said that like duendes usually come when people are vulnerable. And I low key feel like when you're sleeping, that's when you're most vulnerable. But she was saying that her husband was sleeping next to her and she was like on her phone or whatever or reading a book, and he was dreaming. He was in a deep dream, and he kept saying like, "Can you see them? Can you see them?" He said it out loud while he was sleeping, and she was like, "What the fuck? Like, what are you talking about?" And she asked him like, "What happened? Like, who do you see? What do you see?" And he was just like, all the little people, like, do you see them? They're
Oh,
everywhere.
hell no.
Yeah, dude. And she was like, "What the fuck?" And she just said that like she ignored him because she was like, "No, I'm not."
Dude, what would you do if that was your boyfriend?
If my boyfriend was talking crazy like that, I would put on his shoes and kick him out. Be like,
Dude, I
"It's
would
time for you to
punch.
go."
No, dude. I would punch my boyfriend in the face. Like, hell no, bitch. Not here. Not today.
We're going to church tomorrow, but for now you cannot sleep here. I don't know where the fuck you're going, but you're not staying.
Dude, hell no, dude. I would probably break up with him, bro. I was like, I'm not fucking with that bullshit. Fuck no.
No, dude, that's scary.
That is scary, dude. I don't even care who you are, man. If you talk
Mm-mm.
that nonsense, bro, you out. But
Dude,
shout out
yeah.
to your friend, bro, because
Yeah, she's the
she for
real
sure
one.
loves him or something.
Yeah, she's the real one. And
That is love. That
that's
is love.
dedication right there.
That
Shout out
is.
to my friend though. I love you so much. Yeah, she's a paranormal queen though. She's always watching like paranormal stuff and
I
like,
love
yeah,
it. I
she's
love
awesome.
it.
Shout out. Shout out paranormal Anon queen.
We just think of them as like bad spirits and demons and stuff. And you always have to be careful. You always have to be careful because you never know. Because my mom actually has an experience when she was little. This one's the one that she always told us about. When she was little, her parents used to work in the fields, kind of like crops and stuff like that. And she was going back to hand him his lunch for the day. And when she was crossing the river, as she was crossing, she heard like someone crying from the distance, right? So she heard the crying. Obviously we can be like, oh, like Corona, but my mom thought of it as different, right?
Mm.
So she heard the crying from the distance and she was like, what the fuck? Someone needs help because it sounded like it was a woman who was getting beat. Like a guy, like a man was screaming at her and beating her up, kind of thing,
Oh my
like a
gosh.
domestic violence type of situation. So, and she heard little kids screaming, like, no, don't hit my mom, like, don't hit my mom,
Mhm.
stuff like that. So my mom was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm gonna go help because, the little kids are crying and the mom is crying and they need help, right? So
Mhm.
as my mom started walking, the noise would just get further away, right? So it was obviously like not
Oh,
there.
like leading
But
her too.
yeah, but my at that time, like my mom was so little, she even said it. She was like, in my head, I was doubting it. I was like, no, 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 this is something wrong. But again, like her body was she just kept being drawn to it.
Mhm.
Like she couldn't turn back and run away type of thing. So I guess she started like praying
Mhm.
and she was like, okay, this doesn't feel good, right? The screaming it's starting to get louder, but I'm not reaching that point where I see the people or whatever's going on. And so she started praying and whatever. And when I guess she got to where she thinks everything was happening, it was actually like a snake that was right there. Like
Oh, like the
she
shape
said it was a really
shifted.
where my family's from, they have a lot of like snake encounters and stuff like that, right? That's kind of the
Mm.
normal thing. But my mom said that she never seen one because they would be up really deep in the mountain. And where my mom was at, she was barely crossing the creek. Like I said, it was super close to home. So she was
Mhm.
barely heading to where she needed to be. So she saw it was huge
Oh my god.
and she just ran away, dude. She ran away and after that, like my grandparents didn't let her out, and yeah, because they were like, "Oh, it's a duende." They
Mm.
probably heard your prayers that they shifted into something else because, like,
Yeah.
kind of like your worst fears and stuff like that. And
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
yeah, pretty
ask
much.
you. That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, do you think that they know what you fear the most and that's what they usually turn into? So, or
Yeah, things that you're scared of, like, stuff like that.
to
And
entice
definitely, and my mom was small. They're little, so they can wander off and stuff like that. But
you?
after that, they were very protective over her because they wouldn't let her go back by herself. Like, she always had to be with someone. Yeah, that it was pretty creepy.
That sounds so scary,
Yeah,
honestly.
dude. So, yeah. So when the whole like my situation, when I feel like I experienced one, when I got pushed when I was little, against the
Mm,
trees, I was by myself, and like I said, like no one was there other than my dog, and I felt like someone pushed me,
damn.
and thank God I just got my ass up, dude, and I fucking ran it. I booked it. Dude, I
Damn.
didn't even like it didn't even hurt. When you have so much like adrenaline
Mhm.
pumping in you that you don't even feel how much it hurt until you calm down. That was the thing. Like I was like, oh shit, I gotta go. So I ended up going, whatever. And then I still have the scar. Like it scarred me. The nail really penetrated against my skin. I couldn't sleep on my back for like 2 months, dude.
What the fuck, dude? Good thing you thought about running though, and you didn't like stay there to see
Yeah.
what would happen.
Yeah, dude. And it was like in my backyard. It was dark. It was probably like it was dark as hell and it was probably like 10. I was little, so I was like, no, dude, the duendes.
Yeah, I know. You gotta be careful, girl. The duendes are really out there, bro.
I know, dude. Even though my perspective of duendes can be very, evil and stuff like that, there's people
Mm.
that actually believe that they're good duendes out there that are meant to guide you and help you and kind of protect you. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I actually was reading something about that, like when I was doing research on duendes, because honestly,
Mm-hmm.
my family never really talked about duendes. It wasn't really prominent, like where we're from,
Mm-hmm.
or at least my family, maybe in the area it is more prominent, but we never really talked about it. So I did a lot of research, and I did find that like in different regions in Latin America, they do see duendes as something good. They're not evil. And like specifically in Belize, people of like the
Mm-hmm.
African island Caribbean descent, they believe that duendes, or what they refer as tata duendes, which means without thumbs,
Mm-hmm.
are guardians of the forest, and if you're lost, they'll like guide you to where you need to go to get out of that.
That's pretty much what I've heard as well. That, for example, there's a story that I read, and these, like Irma was mentioning, are actually good ones, and they actually do good for people. And I think it was crazy because I never thought they were good. This person is named, so I do want to give them credit, Serrato D, and I got this again from Reddit, and I will link this story if you guys are interested in actually reading yourselves because it's a little longer. But pretty much it goes like this. My grandmother, when she was 40, doctors told her that she would be completely blind by the age of 50. She's very religious and not superstitious at all, but was desperate to save her eyesight. Well, a neighbor told her about a herbalist living in the mountains of Coban who had a whistling duende as her assistant. My grandmother went with her friend to visit the woman. She told the woman that the doctor said about her eyes, and the woman translated to the duende by whistling, which I think is super crazy, right?
Yeah, because you did mention that they whistle and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So my grandmother and her friends said they didn't see the duende, but they did hear the duende whistle back in response. The duende whistled to the women to give my grandmother some herbs he gathered. My grandmother took the strange herbs, and although her eyesight did not get better, it did not get worse. She passed away at 70 with the same eye prescription she had when she was 40. That I think was crazy too.
Dude, what the fuck did they
Yeah,
give
dude.
her?
I don't know, but you know what? That kind of like goes into a whole different conversation. But
Mm.
if you guys want to, want an episode on witches or just brujas from Mexico, let us know
Yes.
because I do know a lot about that as well, guys.
We need to
And
invite
coming
the
from like,
brujas.
yeah, dude. Oh no, dude, don't say that.
Well, not here, but like to our
Yeesh.
podcast.
I know, dude. I was, you know what is crazy? Like I had lost my AirPods, and I was like, and I knew we were gonna do this, but I was like, those pinches duendes, bro, they grabbed my shit, and they're fucking with me. And then
Dude, for
when,
real.
yeah, dude, my mom was like, no, you're just dumb and you lost your shit, and I was like, no, dude, it was the freaking duendes that grabbed my
Oh
shit.
my god. Your mom is always checking you. I love her.
Yeah, dude, and I was like, give me back my AirPods. Freaking duendes. I know they grabbed them.
Oh my
But
god.
yeah, dude, some of them are actually pretty good. And as you can tell, this person had experience. It's such a different conversation. But brujas and duendes, I never thought there would be, a correlation, but I guess, or even if it's a herbalist, I still think of them as the same category.
Yeah, it's crazy because they're like medicine people, and I feel like because the duendes are the guardians of nature, maybe they know what plants to use, and like what
Yeah, yeah,
plants
yeah.
work.
So that kind of does make sense, and I think it's fucking
Mm.
crazy, dude.
Yeah,
Because I can just imagine having like a little duende as an assistant.
bro, fucking living the best life.
Dude, imagine you just like whistling and shit, like, bitch, get me in and out.
Like, how the fuck? I'm not feeling well. What should I drink?
Yeah. Do you have, well, have you read about any other experiences or?
Yeah, so I actually went down a freaking Reddit rabbit hole too, and I found a lot of
Oh
stories.
shit. Okay.
But I've also seen a lot of
Mm-hmm.
videos on TikTok on duendes.
Yes, dude, or like YouTube videos. Have you seen the ones from like Mexico when there? I think there's this guy and he's playing soccer.
Yes.
Yes, that's the one that kind of went famous too,
Yeah.
dude. And that shit got me booked up. But I'm gonna link that too, guys.
Do
So
it.
check it
I
out.
think I think I saw it on TikTok too. So if it's easier
Oh
to
shit.
link
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
TikTok, we should like link the
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, but it's scary. Yeah, dude. So anyways, I'm just gonna read the encounter that I found on Reddit for you
Mm-hmm.
guys. This one's a little bit funnier. so we're a spooky podcast, but we're also try to make jokes even though we're not funny, and like even though that we think we're literally the only ones that think we're funny. No one else does. I know
I think we're funny, bitch. Don't say that.
it. Literally only
Bitch.
you laugh at my jokes and only I laugh at your jokes.
But I love funny. You know what? I think it's even the best thing about saying spooky stories or like scary stories in general is kind of cracking jokes in between,
Yeah.
and in the end, kind of just saying some dumb shit because you're like, "Fuck, dude!" Like,
Like I'm just trying to
how
laugh
you
through
end it,
the
bro.
scare. Yeah.
You're not trying to go home fucking scared as fuck and sleep in your bed all
For
paranoid and stuff.
real. Motherfucking duendes sneak in and like sleep right next to you. Like, what's up,
Bitch,
bitch?
fuck you, dude. Okay, I don't know if you were told this when you were little, but I was told that you never sleep with a mirror facing you when you like you're sleeping because it's bad.
Yeah, like they're portals.
Yeah, dude. And so my dumbass, when I moved in, my house or whatever, I rearranged my room, and the only thing that fit was my bed facing the mirror. So I get scared now.
I always cover my mirror.
Today in the morning, I was looking into the mirror like a weirdo, and I was like, "Duendes, bro."
Shut the fuck up.
I was so scared. I woke up at 5 and I couldn't go back to sleep until like 7, dude. I was fucking psycho.
They were coming for your toes, bitch.
Yes, dude. But tell us your story. I'm excited.
Okay, so this is the Reddit story. Again, we'll link it because we do want to give credit. It is not our story, so we're not gonna take their credit. But anyways, I'll just read it, and it's I was visiting I was visiting Honduras and was discussing the paranormal with my cousin. They said they've never seen a ghost, but everyone had a duende story. The most interesting was about a schoolmate of my cousin's. So my cousin's schoolmate was a beautiful blonde girl. Dang, it's always the pretty ones, man.
Right. It's okay.
It's okay. It's a good thing I'm ugly, so they won't come for me.
Yeah, bitch. Good thing too, bro. Shit. Next time I go to like Mexico or whatever, I'll be like, pero estoy gordita y estoy un poquito feita. So creo que voy a estar bien.
Same.
No one's gonna want my ass, bro. Not even the
Not even the
duendes want
duendes.
my bitch.
They're like, nah, we're good. And we're like, no, take us. And they're like,
Do
nah.
they see me crossing the river? Nah, this bitch is good.
They're like, we're good, bro. And I was like, no, please take me. I need content for our podcast. Nah. Her soul is already gone.
Fuck, dude.
Not
Not
even
even
the
the duende
duende.
wants.
Who even allowed us to have a platform? Right now, I feel like the Selena crying, laughing face, like where I'm smiling, but I'm fucking crying inside.
Dude, I'm in tears. Fuck. But yeah, dude,
Okay.
fuck. Fuck them duendes, bro.
I was scared of them, but now I'm fucking hurt. Now I want them to want me.
Dude. Fuck. Bye, dude. Duende's humbling us down, bro.
I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm gonna go stand by the river. Maybe the Llorona will want me.
Bye. Duendes don't even want it. Who the fuck else would?
We literally went from being scared of the duendes to being pissed off because they don't fucking want us.
Like, bitch, am I not good enough?
Take me, bitch.
Like, damn, bitch. Like, why don't you
shows
want
up
to drown me
shows
in the
up to
river,
the
bro?
tree.
For
Shows up to
real,
the tree
bro?
and knocks like, "Hey,
Like,
duendes."
bitch, I'm here. I'm here visiting from the U.S., bitch.
In the U.S., I'm a 3, but in Mexico, I'm a 10. Duendes.
Okay, bitch, I'm blocking. Oh my god, dude, I can't even breathe. Oh, I just hit myself.
Bitch, I'm crying.
Breathe, dude.
We're not even laughing at the actual story. We're just laughing at ourselves. I'm done.
Bye, dude.
Okay. Okay. Be on the lookout for the meme of who we are, the Selena Gomez meme.
Dude, that was gonna be funny. That should be our artwork of the episode.
Who the fuck led us podcast, bro?
Dude, I don't know, but I'm fucking dead. Fuck.
Alright.
Pinches duendes, bro. Pinches duendes, no nos quieren. Fuck.
Ni nos quieren los pinches duendes.
No nos miran los pinches duendes, bro. What a bitch gotta do to get attention from those duendes, bro?
Like, I got ready. I went to the river y nada.
Bro,
I didn't even get a whistle.
This bitch is fat as fuck. They're gonna be like, this bitch is fat as fuck. She's gonna drown herself.
For real, I can't even swim. Ya me chingué, güey.
Me neither.
Me giving my soul, they don't want it.
Like, bitch, you're cute as shit. I don't even fucking like my life that I Oh, fuck.
All right. Let's get it to it.
All right, keep it going. Keep it
All right.
going.
All right. We're done. All right. So back to the story. So where did I leave off? Okay, yeah. All right, so back to the story. Where did I leave off? So I left off here. So my cousin's schoolmate was a beautiful blonde girl. The beautiful inside and out. Not conceited, super sweet, and friends with everybody, especially the town losers. Us. She was friends with everybody, especially the town losers, Karina and Irma. my cousin being one of them. That's what it says in the story. Okay. She had a duende that was following her since she was 8, dude. Fuck. How old is she? He was obsessed with her and would throw rocks at any boy that tried to date her. Sounds a little toxic to me.
Oh, why can't I have that?
Bitch, we talked about it. We're the town losers. The duendes don't want us. I snorted. Oh my god. We just want to be loved by a duende.
Bro, we just wanna We just want to be seen for once.
why can't they see us like the Duende sees his girl, man?
I don't know, bitch, but I don't fucking know.
Yeah, the little Duende would throw rocks at boys that would try to date her. As she grew older, it got annoying that her suitors would be scared away by the rock throwing elf. My cousin told her to tell the elf to go away, and she said, "Any man scared of an elf is not worthy of my affection." Damn, bitch. She a bad bitch.
Damn, she a bad bitch. She was
She
like,
knows she knows
well,
what she wants.
yeah, dude. She was like, well, this bitch is gonna stay in my life, so
So you
the
either
one
like
who's
me
gonna
with
come,
my
yeah.
duende.
Damn, that's true love right there, bro.
So fast forwarding to her being a 30-year-old virgin, she got a boyfriend who was not afraid of the fucking elf and continued to date her even though the elf messed with him a lot, throwing rocks, stealing his keys, leaving nails around his car. She lost her virginity to him, and apparently the elf was fucking disgusted. He finally left her ass alone, and she joined the loser club like us. The duende didn't want her anymore.
Am I happy that the Duende doesn't like her anymore? Maybe.
Am
But
I
am I gonna
jealous he
text?
stayed that long?
Yeah, bro. Am I gonna text my boyfriend and be like, "Would you still be with me if a Duende would throw rocks at you and
For
shit?"
real?
And be like, "Would you? Would you?"
Oh,
He'll
would
probably
you?
be like, "Bitch, you wouldn't get a Duende either, no matter what."
I ain't worried about that shit because no duende's following you around.
Yeah, it must be nice being like uglies, no?
For
We
real.
don't get haunted or anything.
We're good, dude. We don't have nothing to be scared of. Damn, but that girl's a bad bitch. She was like, "I'm not settling for no pussy ass bitch that can't stay with me."
That is a power move. Damn, but the Duende left her ass though.
I
She's
know.
like, "Bitch, you stank now." Bye.
Damn, he's mad fake though.
No, dude, but imagine she.
Damn. Honestly, Linda, don't hate the player if I can hate the game, dude. Like, why the fuck you coming for the player like that?
Bro, you're telling me that the Duende, bro, listening to Marvin's Room by Drake, he went through it.
He's crying in
Bro,
the
that was
dark
like,
ass tree.
dude, that was, yeah. Bitch, this is why we're gonna get haunted, bitch.
Bitch, we already talked about this. We're not gonna get haunted. We're fucking good.
We're supposed to be scared, bitch. Bye, dude. Oh my god.
Like, how
Dude,
is it?
we're
How?
gonna mess with the raw bitch, bro.
How the fuck is the duende gonna appear to us? Some hot Cheetos being spilled or something?
You know what is funny too? Is dude, like honestly, like whenever we Zoom or talk to each other and stuff like that, we're always telling each other the creepy shit that has happened to us during like the week or whatever. And we're literally like super fucking scared. But now that we're talking about stupid shit like this, we're like, why the fuck are we getting why are things like this happening to us,
For
dude?
real? Like,
It's
we
because we
wonder
make
why
fun
we're
of them.
haunted.
We make fun of them.
Bitch, the Llorona is pissed right now. The fucking duendes are gearing up, like ready to appear to me as hot Cheetos that have gone bad or that have spilled on the floor. Like, not the hot Cheetos, dude.
Dude, fuck, dude. If tomorrow like my keys are missing, I'm like, pinches duende. And but you know what? No, they're not gonna go missing because we don't fuck with uglies.
Dude, my fucking keys go missing. I'm gonna be like, damn, I'm cute enough for a fucking duende. Fuck, that's
Instead
gonna
of
hype
being
me
sad,
up.
you're like, bye, dude. Thank you, duendes.
Boosting my self-esteem over here. Fuck.
You're like, fuck, duendes. Like, what I have to do to make you love me?
How do I let you stay? And then that's when they leave. They're like, this bitch is too needy.
Dude, no wonder that bitch was taking forever to find her soulmate, bro. She was getting treated really nicely by that duende.
I know.
That confidence, bro, he was giving her. She was feeling herself. Can't relate.
I can't.
Can't relate.
Me either. Okay. Damn.
But anyways, guys, I feel like this has been
This has been a long
a
ass episode.
spooky, yeah, very long and spooky, obviously, episode. And
Mhm.
hopefully, you guys had a good perspective or a new perspective of what duendes are actually
Mhm.
like and what they're capable of doing.
Yeah.
And while a lot of us think of them as very evil, goblins or whatever, a
Mhm.
lot of other people having the best time of their lives with their duendes.
With their fucking Duende assistant.
Can't relate though. But yeah, guys, hopefully you guys like this episode and you guys tune in for the next one. And you guys are able to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Another Spooky Podcast, our Spotify, Another Spooky Podcast, and our social medias are Instagram, another spooky podcast, and on Twitter, a spooky podcast. You can find all of this information on our bio on Instagram. We have the link tree linked to our bio. So yeah, guys.
Yeah, and don't forget to send us an email at a spookypodcast@gmail.com. We want to hear what you guys think and if you guys agree with this format or not. But like Karina said, thank you guys for listening and tuning in and listening us to us laugh about stupid shit and being scared of the duendes at the same time.
Yeah, we went through an emotional roller coaster with you guys, and we were like scared as fuck. We were like, "Oh, like what the fuck is this?" To like, "What the fuck, duendes?"
Why don't you come haunt me, bitch? Until they haunt me, and then I'm like, shit. Juan, Juan,
No,
Juan.
no, bitches, Irma, Irma.
Another spooky podcast, another spooky podcast, another spooky podcast.
That's... All right, guys, bye.
Bye.